Coming up next on The Spot, flying in from Seattle, LA, and Dallas, the crews return from all over the country to bring you this week's episode. And stowed away in our carry-ons is the latest on Nintendo Pennant Chase Baseball, WWE Day of Reckoning 2, and Doom 3 for the Xbox. And there's just as much going on back here in the studio. Greg Kasavin and Ryan McDonald are going to demonstrate Doom 3's new co-op mode, and Justin Calvert can't wait to destroy all humans. 5 lucky viewers will win copies of SWAT 4, plus we'll announce all of the winners from the last 2 shows. Batter up, we're live and on the spot. Hello everyone, and welcome to yet another episode of On the Spot. I'm your host, Rich Gallup. Joining me today, of course, as always, Ryan McDonald, and today, Greg Kasavin. Greg, how you doing, man?
Pretty good. How are you?
I'm doing well, thanks. You might notice that the guys got some Xbox controllers in their hands, and I've been trying to get them to put it down for like the last 10 or 15 minutes, but they're going to be playing Doom 3 co-op on the Xbox very soon, but not yet. Awesome. I got to say right now, before we go any further, right here in my hands, you see this? Right here, what's this? These are all the prizes that we have not announced winners for yet.
Wow.
And I'm going to announce them today. Do not stop watching the show today until you've heard me read this list, because we got like 30-some people here who have all won some cool prizes, most of them games. And yeah, so stick around and we'll announce these names. Now.
Yes, sir.
All right. Let's get down to business.
All right.
Ryan.
Yes, sir.
Over the last week, we've been sending GameSpot editors and live cameramen all over the United States, yes, as the intro just said. You were among them. Mm-hmm. Where did you go?
I went to San Mateo, not too far from here, actually.
All right, so all over the country and San Mateo.
Yes.
All right, what's in San Mateo?
San Mateo, they had a car show called Hot Import Nights. Now, I know what you're thinking.
Right.
Why are we talking about a car show on the show? Because one of the things they had was this whole like Game Riot thing, and the Game Riot thing allows people to basically get their hands on games that aren't out yet. So it's kind of a cool deal. People get to go. They had like Conquerors. They had Unreal Tournament too. So they had Unreal Championship too.
Okay, for that.
So, yeah, totally. Yeah. So they had a whole bunch of games, and they had obviously cars and all kinds of stuff. So that's what I was doing, checking out the games.
Cool. And I think you prepared a little tape segment for us on the show as well.
That is correct. So yeah, without further ado, let's go ahead and take a look at the car show. All right, we were down checking out Hot Import Nights in San Mateo, California, checking out the Game Riot section.
We've got our friends over here at GameSpot, the only place to go for all your gaming info.
In addition to having a host and the GameSpot action we had on the screens, we had a ride there, a little sign in action. People could roll up and play some Burnout or some Halo. And of course, like any good car show and like E3, you got to have the models and the honeys looking good around the show floor and lots of people lining up. But the cool thing were all the cars. They had cars like this one, and most of them had PS2s such as this locked into the dash. Here's another one sticking in the trunk. Our favorite, though, as you'll see toward the end of it, is coming up. But right now we're going to check out some of the juiced action that they had rolling at the booth. They had a car sitting right there in front of a screen with a projector on top of it, kind of give you the look and feel of being in the car driving the game.
All right, guys, we're giving away a free Xbox stick and 1 month free game research for GameSpot. Who wants to play Tony Hawk 2?
When the competitions weren't happening, we were out checking out the floor. Rockstar had their Midnight Club 3 Dub Edition ride that you can see right here. It was sweet. They had embroidered seats. You can see right there the Rockstar logo and the Midnight Club 3 logo. Very, very nice. This, however, was the car that stole our hearts at the show. This is in the Blaupunk booth, and as you can see, they had Optimus Prime in the trunk. That is right. Of course, they had a PS2 up front, too, so you could play your games. And, yeah, Hot Import Nights was really cool. A lot of people showed up, and it was a lot of fun.
Even if they didn't have games there,
yeah,
I think we would have had a tape segment on it just so we could show the Optimus Prime car.
Optimus Prime thing
that was
awesome.
The coolest car I've ever seen.
Yeah.
I mean, I love making fun of those kind of cars and the people that put all their money into cars when it's just getting you from one place to another. But that Optimus Prime car,
yeah,
that sold me on the whole movement right there, I got to say.
Yeah, it was really, really cool.
It was good. All right, cool. All right, fine. You guys are playing right now. Greg's here.
Yes.
Greg, you recently reviewed Doom 3 for the Xbox, correct?
Right.
And a new feature on Doom 3 for the Xbox is a co-op mode.
That's right. And as you can see, we're demonstrating it right here by blowing the hell out of each other. I prefer playing co-op mode with the default friendly fire off set to on, so that stray fire can just accidentally hit the other guy you're playing with.
The flashlight is incredibly powerful, by the way.
Yeah, you can hit a guy over the head twice with a flashlight and cause him to evaporate into a
I
skeleton.
think we need a demonstration of that. If,
I think
all right, the
might,
camera we
yes.
are riding along with right now, by the way, is Greg's camera. So you're watching Ryan getting hit with a flashlight.
Yeah, the flashlight's
So
pretty
that's-
devastating.
That's how it goes down in on Phobos.
That's a mean
okay.
flashlight. All right,
All right,
we'll let
so-
you. Are you ready? You want to keep playing it?
Yeah,
or should we?
it's
all right.
co-op. Come on, we have to work together.
All right, we're gonna let you
stop the
guys
forces
start
of
playing it
hell.
right now.
Hold the lights.
And I'm going to take this moment to say, of course, the best part of On the Spot is our interaction with you, the viewers. So if you're a GameSpot Complete member right now, look at the bottom of this page, and you will see a little handy-dandy questions box. Fill it out, give us your name, tell us where you're from, send us some questions, and we'll ask them right here live on the show. If you don't see a box at the bottom of the page, that means you're not a GameSpot Complete member. So, fork out the cash. You're going to want it, especially when E3 comes around. And here's some questions right now. Greg, are you ready to take some questions
Sure.
right here? We'll give you a couple. Johnny Postman, I don't think that's his real name, from Chicago. He wants to know whether or not the duct tape mod is part of the Xbox version, or perhaps is it unlockable?
No. It's as far as I know, it has no placement in the Xbox version of the game. The reference to the duct tape mod, of course, relates to the fact that in Doom 3 you can't be holding a flashlight and a gun at the same time, which is sort of one of the interesting aspects of the game. So you're in these really dark areas and you have to be switching between a flashlight and, oh, let me put that away so I can get killed. But yeah, no, the duct tape mod is not in the game, and you need to play it in its originally intended form.
Now that you're playing the co-op mode, though, you could
Yeah.
say, Ryan can be
Yeah.
flashlight guy while
It's-
you shoot everybody.
Yeah, of
We're
course,
gonna do that.
no one's going to want to be the flashlight guy, but in theory,
Flashlight guy.
oh come on, not when they start, not when they start hitting you. You don't.
There you go.
So
you're quick on the gun, though.
but it is one of the pretty cool things. I mean, Doom 3 is a really neat looking game, and it's a friendly
Yeah.
fire. Sorry about that.
No, it's okay. There's one behind.
It's a pretty amazing looking experience, but it's also like really pretty straightforward. So when you have two players going at it, it adds a little bit of depth to it, and you get some kind of spontaneous moments that are a lot more fun than just playing through the game in solo.
All right, well, I'm going to let you guys keep playing this for a little bit.
Thank you, sir.
And I want the viewers at home right now to send in more questions. Keep sending your Doom 3 questions, because coming up
Or
next,
anything.
we're going to give you a nice little 3-minute bit where you can send in all your Doom 3 questions. We'll get them on the air. Because coming up next is there was a launch event down in Dallas, Texas, the home of Larry Hagman, and of course Dallas. And there's a nice launch event attended by the folks at id Software, the people behind the game, of course. And Todd Hollenshead, the CEO, got on camera for us, and here is what he had to say. Check it out.
Doom 3.
Doom is about demons and you having to kill them all. And in Doom 3, it's sort of it's not really a sequel in the true sense of the word. It's basically a retelling of the original Doom. The story is that you're a Marine who's sent to a high-tech base on Mars as part of a security detachment, and pretty soon after your arrival, literally all hell breaks loose, and you've got to stay alive, find out what's causing the demons to come out of this portal to hell, and hopefully stop them from where they're coming from before they get a chance to not only take over Mars but land on Earth too. Well, with the Xbox version, there's a few additional things depending on which version you buy. On all of them, there's of course the cooperative campaign that we did specifically for the Xbox. In fact, the team at id actually constructed the cooperative campaign, and it's sort of like a director's action highlights of the single-player experience. So all the intense action is there, so you can go through blasting demons with a buddy, and you don't really have to spend a lot of time figuring out what's going on with the story. Of course, also, and you can play the cooperative campaign over both Xbox Live or System Link. And then some more differences between the PC and the Xbox version. For the Xbox version, the full game is there, the full story start to finish. So it's sort of the same pizza, but because of the memory configuration on the Xbox, you kind of had to make it into thinner slices of gameplay. So there's quite a few changes in terms of just sort of how the story is actually told from one segment to the next, although it's the same story, just sort of in thinner little segments. And all of the Xbox Live features are supported, of course, so you play Deathmatch, Team Deathmatch, Last Man Standing, all that over Xbox Live, which is really cool. Well, you know, every time, especially when you come out with brand new technology like John architected for Doom 3, and of course even you know the technology on the Xbox is just like it is on the PC, where we have real-time lighting and shadowing, bump mapping on all the surfaces on all the characters, you know, physics, all that good stuff. It definitely creates you know, a development challenge for everybody who works at the company to try to keep up with what John's doing on the technology side and really make that technology shine. And I think that we were able to do that with Doom 3 because it really looks and feels like you're in the middle of basically as a CG movie that you get to play the hero in. You know, we're already pretty excited to be working on what we're doing next. Don't know when we're really going to have any more details about that, but I can say that it's brand new IP, not Doom, not Quake, not Wolfenstein. So it'll be something brand new from it, and John's working on a brand new rendering engine for it. So I'm sure the technology is once again going to knock the socks off of people. So we're excited to be able to get Doom 3 in the hands of the fans, and also excited to be able to sort of shift gears now and start on the next new thing.
And we are back. We'd like to thank Todd for appearing on camera like that. And he just mentioned quite briefly is that id Software is working on a mystery new IP for their next game. And IP means intellectual property, and that means if they're making a game with a new IP, that means it's not going to be a Doom game, it's not going to be a Quake game, and it's not going to be a Wolfenstein game. You guys want to take any guesses as to what it could be, or?
If it's a new IP, man, I don't know.
I think it's been confirmed it's a first-person shooter.
Oh yeah.
And I have a feeling that it's going to be a lot of scary things that you have to shoot. I'm going to say those are two safe guesses. But anyway, should we handle some Doom 3 questions? You guys can keep playing.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah,
we're
we just beat the level, man.
Oh, you did? That's good. You guys are quick. All right, we got 5 solid Doom 3 questions here for you. First up, Nelson Botello from Fall River, Massachusetts, home of Emerald, I do believe, actually. Is the co-op play on Doom 3 any different than the single-player campaign?
Yeah, it is. Mostly it is streamlined, so you don't have a lot of the story trappings. You don't have to like switch to your PDA and that sort of thing. That's really the main difference. So it's just pure run and gun. You just kind of breeze on through. The other really kind of weird thing about it is that you can't die permanently, because if you die, you just kind of respawn and run and get your backpack, get all your weapons back, and just keep going through it. So it's meant. It really doesn't look like it. It looks like this kind of nightmarish action game, but it's actually like kind of this casual game that you could just play for fun and do whatever, because there's really no harm in goofing off and getting killed repeatedly and do whatever you want. The other weird thing about it is that you could start the co-op mode on any of the levels in the game, regardless of how far you've gotten in the single player. So that means you could start a co-op game on the last level, which is basically a big way that you could spoil the whole game for yourself.
Oh, geez.
So you shouldn't do that.
Let's do it right now.
Word of warning. Yeah. Here, want to see the last boss? Here's the ending. You don't need to buy this game.
No.
Yeah, so...
Also, we should also
cool.
point out that something actually I just found out is that the co-op mode, I found out before the show, the co-op mode, you cannot play it, obviously, on one Xbox.
That's right.
You need two, either via Xbox Live or System Link. Correct?
That's right, yeah.
And that's why we're only seeing Greg's action on screen. We're not seeing Ryan doing his job as flashlight guy.
I was like, whatever, I'm all over in the action.
All right, here's another question. It's from our man Al Weasel in Minnesota. He says, I have the PC version of Doom 3, but I have a middle-of-the-road video card. He can only play the PC version at 800 by 600 and about 15 to 20 frames per second. Would he be better off with the Xbox version?
The answer is yes, indubitably, in fact. This version of the game looks really, really nice. It doesn't look as good as what you could get on a really high-end, super fast PC, but it's going to be better than a low-end or even a middle-of-the-road system. So, they really... The developers did a really nice job of porting it over, and I think the id Software guys have talked about how this really is of a level of quality that they're happy with, and you can tell, those guys must have really high standards for what their games ought to look like, but it sure looks sharp here.
It looks really good. And Taylor from California follows up with, which would you say of the two versions of Doom 3 is the best?
That's a tough question because, it depends on what you want out of it. Basically, if you like the idea of the co-op, then you should get this version. And the other really cool thing is, in the collector's edition version of Doom 3 for the Xbox, you get the classic Doom games thrown in there for a good measure, which is it's a really great value. Those games, they're classics, so they hold up well to this day, even though they're about 10 years old. But again, like if you have a super fast PC and just want to see this game looking at its absolute best, which is one of the pleasures of playing this game, then the PC version is still probably the way to go.
All right, cool. Thanks. And we'll ask one last question.
All right.
How about Woody from New York? In Doom 3, in the co-op mode, are you free to roam, or are you stuck within each other's vision?
You are free to roam. In fact, finding each other can be one of the interesting little challenges, because there are certain doors that require both of you to be there in order for them to be opened. And you could communicate with a headset, so can try to say, oh, I'm in the really dark corridor with the imps in it. Can you meet me there? So, yeah, you can try to figure out where one another is that way.
That's where I just was.
Yeah.
I thought I had 5 questions, but actually, Woody had 2 questions, and this will be the fifth and final question. Yeah, second one, he wants to know, how come more developers haven't, quote-unquote, shined up their graphics like has been done with Doom?
I think we'll be seeing a lot of that in about a month at E3. It's sort of a technological advancement. The whole, I think he's referring to the whole like normal mapping thing, which we saw in the Chronicles of Riddick and other games like that. It's that effect that gives everything a real sense of texture and kind of shine to it as you look around. It also tends to make things look a little kind of plasticky when it deals with human characters. It makes them look like action figures. So it's got some downsides, but it also makes games look a whole lot better. It is surprising. It's weird, you're hearing a lot of talk about the next Xbox, possibly coming out before the end of the year and all that. And yet you've got these games that look like this that just look amazing. It's like, on the one hand, the Xbox is really just coming into its own. We're seeing a lot of its untapped power, and I don't know. I don't expect for games to look a whole lot better than this, really. This looks really nice.
Cool. Well, thanks for coming by, Greg, with Doom 3. We appreciate it. We'll have you on again soon. We've had several requests to have our editors, more editors on the show.
We got nothing better to do.
Exactly. So. We are doing our best. We're going to try getting as many editors as possible. In fact, we're going to have 3 editors on today's show.
That's awesome.
Yeah, we mentioned at the top of the show, Justin Calvert's going to be on later to talk about Destroy All Humans. But coming up next, we're going to bring on sports editor Brian Eckberg, who's going to talk baseball games and wrestling games, which are cool. So, and recently, GameSpot ran the baseball roundup feature where we talked about the 3 baseball games that are currently available, try to help you decide which one's the best for you. And we made a really fun video clip for it, video piece for it, and we want more of you to watch it, so check out this clip right now.
Live from the KGSPT radio studios in San Francisco, California, it's the Bagged and Board Sports Show. Now here's your hosts, Rich Rosenbag Gallup and Ryan, the Sports Board Eckberg.
Hey everybody, and welcome to the show. We'll be taking you through the morning commute, talking sports, talking video games, and maybe talking some sports video games while we're at it. But the question is, Brian, which game that's available now is the best?
That's right, because only the very wealthy or those with $90 can afford all 3 baseball games. We're here today to talk about all the hardball games to find out which one is most deserving of your Skrilla.
Skrilla?
Yeah, it sounded weird to me, too.
First up is MVP Baseball 2005, EA's final MLB console effort for the foreseeable future.
Well, provided they don't finagle a way to bring back High Heat for Microsoft or something like that.
Keep hope alive!
Woo!
MVP Baseball is yet another excellent effort from the gang at EA Sports, one that garnered a sparkling 8.9 in our review for its mix of compelling gameplay, good-looking graphics, and not one, but 2 franchise modes. Brian, do we have a caller?
We sure do. Dan from Monroeville is on the line, and he wants to talk about MVP's graphics.
Danny, what you got for us? Bring it!
Hey, Rosenbag. I'd just like to say that the graphics in MVP Baseball 2005 are excellent.
What? Dude, are you drunk? MVP is one of the best-looking baseball games ever made.
Yeah, someone needs to stick the drug-sniffing dogs in this guy because he's clearly a tweaker. MVP is more animated than No More's batting stance, has player models that are big and more solid than Mark McGwire's arms, and has some of the best-looking and most realistic stadiums this side of Fenway.
Hey, guys, I totally agree with you.
Get off my radio station. Next caller.
And we are back, and I gotta tell you, Brian, welcome to the studio, first of all.
Thank you.
It was a lot of fun making that segment. More people should be watching it. Watch it right now. No, don't watch it right now. Watch it after the show. Where can you find it, Brian?
Find it on GameSpot Sports, of course. Yeah, we had a great time making that video. It's nothing like yelling at fake callers. I love it.
Also, what's key, however, is that this phone video was accompanied by 7 in-depth pages to help you figure out which baseball game which one's the perfect for you. Because I gotta tell you, they're all 3 of them are pretty good. They all scored in the mid to high 8s, right?
Yeah, we were really lucky this year. We had 3 really good baseball games and more on the way. So I think it's just a matter of what do you like in a baseball game, because all 3 of them have features that will appeal to anybody who likes baseball games. It's just what you're looking for. And I think what we tried in the features, try to talk about the major portions of each game and try to point it that way. If you like graphics, go here. If you like gameplay, go here. And that's the way we aimed the feature. And I thought it was pretty successful.
That was a good teaser right there, too, by the way, by not telling people which one is which, so they'll actually go read and watch the feature.
Yeah, actually, I've forgotten.
All right.
Yeah.
That's cool. We actually have a question right here. Ryan, I'm going to let you answer it as well, because I know you like the baseball.
Yes, sir.
It's from a man, I don't know if it's another real name or not, but his name's LG Folks in Chicago. Maybe he's related to Johnny Postman. I don't know. Who do you guys think are going to win the World Series, or be in the World Series, and who will win? He has the Cubs over the Yankees.
Wow.
Yankees fans in the crowd say what, apparently.
Yeah.
Brian, you're on the spot.
I know. I'm a Cubs fan, so I can
true.
never count out the Cubs, despite hundreds of years of disappointment. In the AL, gosh, I don't know. I mean, how can you bet against the Yankees? Cubs Yankees sounds good to me.
Easily. Ryan, who are you picking?
My man Tim Chase, he's telling me the Giants are real good this year, even without Barry Bonds. So I think my man Tim Tracy's, he's telling me the Giants. So I'm going Giants.
Who are they going to beat in the World Series then?
Don't
get this one wrong.
Who else?
Sorry, so basically here's how it's going to shake down. Yeah, the Giants are going to win the West, and I think the Cubs are going to win the Central, but I think the Marlins are going to be losing to the Red Sox in the World Series.
Oh, wow.
I'm sorry, it's New England's time.
It's a bold prediction.
It's not bold. It's just, the Marlins have won like 2 of the last 4 or 5 World Series. Yeah, they're pretty good. And the Red Sox, well, I'm not going to say anybody else. They could have gone 162 last year, and I'd still say the same. Now, Brian, we talked about 3 games in the baseball feature. You said MLB 2006, MVP Baseball, and ESPN 2K5.
Right. That's
however, there's another baseball game coming out in June, I believe.
That's right.
From Nintendo. What's it called?
Pennant Chase Baseball. Sort of met a delay a few weeks ago, but looking at a early summer release. Probably have some updated rosters, more current than anything else right out of the box. So yeah, it's Nintendo's new baseball title. And it has David Ortiz on the cover, the phenomenal slugger for the Boston Red Sox. I've heard of him.
Yeah. And earlier this week, I have to say, I was lucky enough to head up to Seattle along with our man Ricardo Torres, without whom the show cannot be made, as we say again and again. We went up to Seattle, hang out with Nintendo, got to go to the opening day game between the Mariners and the Twins, and I have to say, we have some great geek out moments in this job, which is why I love this job so much, but I got to go on the field while the Twins took batting practice, which was, I was supposed to be recording footage, but I was standing there jaw-dropping. I got in Torrey Hunter's way. He said, "Excuse me." I said, "Sorry, I didn't recognize you without your Venus flytrap hat." No, I didn't say that. But we got to play some Pennant Chase baseball. We played this cool mode called Speed Play. And basically, it's a great way they have it set up where you can simulate. If you want to simulate a game but have control over the way it works, it's just a nice little screen where you play, you pitch, and you hit, and the rest is taken care of for you.
Yeah, it's a quick way to get through the game. A lot of people say baseball games take too long to play. Well, Speed Play sort of gets you through a game through, 10, 15 minutes?
Or faster, depending on how well you're pitching or how well you're hitting. Yeah. And we had one of the producers for the game, Henry Sturgey, on camera to tell us more about it. Here he is. Take it away, Henry.
Well, Nintendo Pennant Chase Baseball is a simulation-driven baseball game that has all the Major League Baseball licenses, the MLB and the MLBPA license, the Stats Inc. license, as well as the Cooperstown license, so it brings a really strong simulation gameplay. It also integrates a lot of strong Nintendo hallmarks and features and things that Nintendo has become known for, and integrates that into the simulation game to give you a really fun video baseball game experience. Today we focused on highlighting the Speed Play mode in Nintendo Pennant Chase Baseball. In the Speed Play mode, that allows you to play kind of a hybrid game of baseball. You can do this mode in any of the game's other modes, and what it allows you to do is kind of a middle ground between playing a full, long 9-inning game and simulating a game that's more of a roll of a dice outcome. Speed Play lets you pitch and hit just like you could in the main game, but all the outcomes are instantly determined on a 2D side playing field. So basically what will happen is the player will have his full array of pitches and all the gameplay there, and the batter will be able to move the cursor just like he would in the main game. And the hits are instantly calculated on a 2D side screen. So if the ball's hit down the line, you can see instantly it's a double. If it's a little pop-up to the shortstop, you can see it's a shortstop out. It's a really fast, action-packed, quick-paced gameplay that lets you determine the outcome, so you don't have to leave it up to the computer to see who wins and who loses. Nintendo Pennant Chase Baseball will be available in June for the Nintendo GameCube.
And we are back, and that's a very promising looking game. Can't wait for June. More baseball, sure. Keep it coming, right?
Can't have enough.
Yeah. Now, Brian, we've been talking about these trips. Ryan went all the way to San Mateo to look at cars, the Transformers car, Optimus Prime car. I went up to Seattle. Brian, where were you last weekend?
I was at Wrestlemania in L.A. Talk about geek out moment. I was at Wrestlemania, man. It was awesome.
What did you get to do down at Wrestlemania?
Well, not only did we get to talk to a bunch of WWE superstars, which is it's all on the site, and got to talk to a bunch of guys like Shelton Benjamin and Christian and Kurt Angle and even Stacy Keibler, yes. And but we also got to check out the new THQ wrestling game, Day of Reckoning 2, and saw a little bit of WrestleMania 21 as well while we were down there. So it was a lot. And, of course, we went to WrestleMania 21, and it was fantastic.
What can you tell us about Day of Reckoning 2? How does it stack up with the last game?
Well, it's certainly got a tough act to follow. Day of Reckoning was a great wrestling game on the GameCube, and this game is pretty interesting. They're adding a few new twists to the sort of in-ring action. You have a stamina meter, and as your stamina goes down, you'll see guys sort of tire, and they'll sort of be lumbering around the ring, and they won't be able to pull off moves. So they're really taking into consideration how you work a match, and whether you go for a quick pen with lots of moves early and risk maybe tiring out, or sort of pace yourself as the match goes on. There's also some new submission moves that's all controlled on the GameCube controller C-stick, where you can pull off different types of moves by moving the stick in one direction or the other, and there's a lot of control you have over what kind of moves you place on a guy once he's down on the mat. So there's some new moves, so they're looking to add a little bit more strategy to how you approach the game in the ring, and of course it's looking really good too. It's looking like a sharp game.
Very cool. Are you up for taking some WrestleMania questions, maybe?
Sure.
All right, cool. WrestleMania 21. Joel Halsey, Covington, Louisiana. He wants to know, most wrestling games have been simple button mashers. Other than reversals, does WrestleMania 21 bring anything new to the table?
Well, certainly the reversals are a big part of it. I think that's probably one of the biggest in-ring selling points of the game. But I think one of the other things that maybe people aren't talking about as much is WrestleMania 21 has Xbox Live support. Not only can you take your created wrestlers online and wrestle with guys all over the world, but you can create a belt, and you can take that online, and you can either win somebody else's belt that they've created, or lose the belt that you've created. So
no way.
Yeah, they're doing all sorts of crazy. They're finally waking up to the fact that people really want online wrestling, and they're taking advantage of it. So it seems pretty cool.
Can you make multiple belts? Can I just keep on generating them, or?
I think. I may be wrong about this, but I think if you create a belt and you lose it, you lose it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so you may be able to create another belt later on, but if you have this favorite belt and you put it up for grabs in the match, you may lose it permanently.
Does that mean if I go online, I can win a bunch of belts from different people?
I think that's how it works, yeah. Cool. It's pretty cool. Yeah. It's pretty neat.
Our man Sajid Merchant, another regular writer from Stafford, Texas. WrestleMania 21 has been delayed a couple of times already, and now the release date is set for April 21st. Is that a set in stone date? Is pretty much what he's asking.
As far as I know, it's kind of disappointing. I know that THQ was probably disappointed they didn't get the game out in time for WrestleMania, but as far as I know, that date looks pretty solid.
Because that's the game they were playing there, right? In the Superstar Challenge. Was that WrestleMania 21?
Yes, that's right, yeah. And we actually got to check that out, and that was pretty fun, seeing all those guys playing video games. One of the things was, I remember Christian yelling, "How do you pin in this game?" Half of them didn't even know how to pin in the game. So take that for what it's worth.
I have one last question for you. It's Matt from Portland, Oregon. He says, can Brian, the sports boy Ekberg, truly bring it?
Wow. I think it's already been brought in.
It's hard to match that energy, huh?
That's right.
Bring it! Yeah, anyways. So, we're about to run the clip of the Superstar Challenge. Can you tell us exactly what it was, and who was your favorite wrestler to talk to?
Yeah, I mean, there were 16 superstars there. They're all competing in a tournament playing WrestleMania 21, and they had the tournament, and then we got to talk to the superstars afterwards. So you know, it was great. We talked to several guys. My favorite, I think we're going to show Shelton Benjamin. He was great. He's a huge gamer, as you've seen from the interview. If you've seen the interview, you'll know he's a huge gamer. He's won the darn tournament 3 times in a row, so he knows what he's doing, and he knows games, which makes for a great interview.
And he actually came up and interrupted you while you were recording something,
Yeah,
right?
we were doing like an outro or whatever you call it, and he comes up to us and interrupts me, and I was a little mad. I was going to try to kick his butt. Then I looked at him. I said, "No, sir."
All right, well, thank you for coming by, Brian.
Thanks, my pleasure.
Be sure to check out all of the WrestleMania 21 and Day of Reckoning 2 coverage on their respective game spaces, and read the baseball roundup and watch the video of Rosenbag and the Sports Floor after the show. Right now, though, we have a clip of the WWE Superstar Challenge our man Homer threw together, who got to go on the trip to WrestleMania with you. It was just a whole bunch of great trips on us last week. So check it out and send in some questions for Destroy All Humans. Here's the clip.
We're only 3 days away from WrestleMania 21, which is being held in downtown LA this year, Hollywood, Staples Center. But we're not here to talk about WrestleMania 21, the real event. We're here to talk about THQ's WrestleMania 21 for Xbox. Tonight, the THQ Superstar Challenge is pitting 16 of the biggest names in WWE are here competing WrestleMania 21 for Xbox tournament.
He is the Intercontinental Champion. Welcome, Shelton Benjamin. He is the legend killer. He is the one, the only, Randy Orton. He is the animal, Batista. So, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage, Eugene. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage his RVD Rob. He's the most charismatic superstar on Raw today. Please welcome Captain Charisma Preston. There's only one, Big Show. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage the Big Red Machine, John Cena. Please welcome to the stage the Hurricane. 41. Please welcome Stacy Healer. Please welcome from Toronto, Chris Stratton. Please welcome to the stage, Miss Jackie. Please welcome to the stage from Raw, Lolita.
So that's the THQ Superstar Challenge. Once again, Shelton Benjamin beats Kane. Second year in a row, Shelton Benjamin takes the title. Third year. Yeah, but second year that you beat Kane, right?
Second year that I beat
That's
Kane,
right. We got impromptu Shelton Benjamin interview. How you doing, man?
How you doing?
Wow, how's it feel to be the champ 3 years in a row?
It's a proud moment for me and my family. You know, for the third time in a row, my hours and hours of laziness sitting on the couch watching TV are paying off in a big way.
So that was Shelton Benjamin, 3-time champion of the THQ Superstar Challenge. Now we got John Cena on the stage here at the House of Blues performing with his band, and he's tearing it up, man. Let's take a look. So here we are, Thursday nights, only night one of the WrestleMania weekend. We'll be here all weekend covering everything that goes on. We got the Hall of Fame celebration. We got all sorts of crazy stuff. And, of course, WrestleMania 21 on Sunday, Staples Center. I'm so excited I can't believe it. I'm Brian Eckberg, GameSpot Sports.
And we're back, and we'd like to thank Brian for stopping by. And now we've traded in our Brian for who, Ryan?
Justin Calvert.
Justin, welcome to the show, mate.
Hey, Rich, how's it going?
How are you doing?
Pretty good, thanks.
And you brought with us a game called Destroy All Humans by THQ. Before we start talking about that, though,
Yeah.
how's your Luminous game coming?
I got pretty close to 300,000. I probably have a very similar score to you right now.
I think my high score is 291,000.
Oh, really? I might have just beat
I think
you
should have
But I
topped
don't have
it.
all the skins.
You have all of them?
No, I don't.
Oh, you don't? I have in the mid-30s. I just got through the 7th level versus CPU. And I just got it's like the 70s cop level. I have to show it to you after the show.
I gotta see that.
It's so cool.
I didn't get that one yet.
Basically, I apparently got my PSP just to play Luminous. Just like I have my Xbox just to play Burnout 3, I have my PSP just to play Luminous.
Right on.
Anyways, moving on. Justin, tell us about Destroy All Humans.
Okay, so Destroy All Humans, you play an alien called Cryptosporidium 137.
Okay.
And your mission is basically you have to come to Earth. Your species is basically they rely on cloning technology, and their DNA pools become kind of overused. So basically, you're sent to Earth to retrieve DNA to revitalize your DNA pool.
Okay.
Gene pool.
How come you look like a post office worker or something?
Okay, so right now, right now I've basically disguised myself as a human so that I can walk around this fairground. Because if they see me, they all kind of freak out, and I have to start zapping them and stuff, which I'll do in a second. But first, I have to tell this. I have to tell this beauty queen to. Oh damn! That's not good. Okay, so
Plan B.
It'll work out. It'll work out.
So, anyways, you're saying?
Okay, yeah, I have to get her back to my ship so that I can use a probe on her.
Obviously.
Get your DNA.
Now, how come you're not staying as an alien right there?
Well, I can stay as an alien, but it just means
I mean, staying as a human. How come we lose
Oh,
your
it's
disguise?
because in the top left, that bar is my concentration, and it requires concentration for me to maintain my disguise.
Oh, okay.
I totally lost the.
She's over there.
Oh, there she is.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Okay, so I can read her thoughts, and when I do that, that also replenishes my concentration. And now I should be able to hypnotize her. That's what I need to do. Okay, tell her to walk to my flying saucer.
Okay.
Okay, so she'll find her way there now.
All right.
And I have to go join her so I can cause some chaos en route.
All right, while you do that, let's take some questions from the crowd, shall we?
Sure.
All right, cool. Our first question is up from Ryan Franzak in Austin, Texas. Will there be any type of currency in Destroy All Humans so you can buy ship upgrades or weapons, etc. for replay?
Yeah, there is. Actually, the only type of currency is DNA. And the way you get DNA is by basically you kill people.
Okay.
And then when their bodies are down, you extract their brain stems.
Obviously.
Like so. And there you go, 5 DNA.
Nice.
And, when I go back to the mothership, I can spend that.
And what can you get with it?
Yeah, you can buy like upgraded weapons and stuff that you unlock, that kind of thing.
Oh, cool. Drew Solario in Dubuque, Iowa. Finally a game where humans are the enemies. How is the blood and gore in the game?
There's not that much of it. I mean, even though you're taking brain stems out and stuff, it's actually not that.
So
gory.
was that? Did we just see the worst of it right there?
Pretty much. That's the worst I've seen so far. So.
Oh, okay, that's cool. Ryan, do you have any questions?
I got a question from Seth Polslins in Thornhill, Ontario. What are your favorite aspects of Destroy All Humans so far from what you have seen and played?
I kind of like. I like that you can use psychokinesis to pick stuff up and throw it around.
Oh wow!
I haven't found that many uses for it in game yet, but you can.
That was a good use right there. What are you talking about?
You can have a lot of fun with it. You can just, you can just throw cars around and have them blowing up and that kind of thing. So it's pretty cool.
Sure. And now you've convinced the beauty queen to go to your flying saucer.
Yeah. So she's gonna go up in there and get probed, and then I'll get to go in the flying saucer and blow the fair up.
Oh, that's the best part. All right, cool. More questions while we're waiting for that to happen. Sure. Scarecrow, our man Mark Townsend, I think he's part of every show now in Indiana. This game looks like a lot of fun, but I've really not read too much on it yet. Well, you should, Mark. What kind of things can you control in the game? Is it you as a little gray alien in your spaceship or on foot, or can you go GTA style and jack cars, buses, etc.?
There's no like jacking cars or anything like that. It's basically just you on foot or you in the flying saucer. You have a jetpack that you can fly around with, and the whole other thing really is just disguising yourself as other humans so that you can, walk freely among them. Although soldiers and stuff will see through your disguises sometimes, so you have to be a bit careful with it.
Like dogs and stuff can see through it, right?
I don't know if they've even got dogs.
Oh,
actually.
really?
I remember from the previews they said
Oh,
dogs
really?
and they said
Oh, I
like
haven't
guys
seen
with
those.
tinfoil on their heads.
Yeah, the
or
crazy
something
guys
like
that
that,
believe in the aliens.
Oh, actually, yeah, I've seen some of those. I haven't
You
got too
didn't know what
close
they
to
did?
them.
That must be an American thing.
I probably just killed them.
So now you're getting in the UFO. Does this mean you're going to fly this
Okay,
thing?
yeah, I'm getting into the UFO, and yeah, so now my there we go, destroy the fair.
Easy enough.
It's like done and
Not too
done.
hard.
What kind of firepower is your saucer pack here?
I'm packing at a death ray, and I don't know if I don't think I have it at this point in the game. But there's also you get some kind of abduction ray as well.
Oh wow!
And you can use it to like drag objects around in some kind of tractor beam and throw them around like the same way you can when you're on foot.
Oh, is that the army?
Yeah,
They got there quick.
Yeah, I guess they're not real keen on me doing this.
Jason from San Diego wants to know if this game is anything like XCOM.
Not really. It's got aliens and humans in it.
That's about it, though.
Yeah, that's about it.
Our man Tranman in Beaumont, Texas. Does Destroy All Humans feature any unique multiplayer aspects?
I haven't seen any multiplayer aspects yet.
Okay.
Actually.
And let's see. I think that's about all of our good Destroy All Humans questions. While you blow this fair up, though, we have a couple other questions for you.
Okay.
All right, the first one is it's from Ninja UK from the United Kingdom. You probably know Ninja UK being from the United Kingdom.
I'm aware of him.
Sure. With IDOS on the brink of being bought out by SCI and the closing of VIS Entertainment or Viz Entertainment, do you think the UK game development scene is on the brink of becoming non-existent or part of a foreign corporation like Criterion being bought by Rockstar? Criterion being bought by EA.
I certainly don't think that it's on the brink of destruction because there's way too many talented people over there. It's I don't know. To my mind, a lot of the best games are still made in the UK. That's what I think anyway. And yeah, I don't know. There's still plenty of good development companies over there, and yeah, like maybe some of them will get bought up. But I don't know. There are plenty of European publishers who could buy them. It's not just US and Japanese companies.
Cool. And it looks like you beat your mission right there, huh?
I beat my mission.
You want one last question?
Sure.
Your last question is. This is from Mike in Manchester, England.
Cool.
Hey, Justin, who do you think is going to win the British Premiership this year?
Well, I think Arsenal already won it.
Oh, they
Pretty
did?
much. I'm just hoping that Bolton Wanderers qualify for Europe.
Is that your team?
Yeah, and we're pretty much there. We're looking good.
Who's the boy on your team again that you like so much? I forgot
I like JJ Okocha.
Yeah, that's him.
Yeah.
I try to learn. I watched Brian play rugby, the EA's rugby game, and now unfortunately I know how to play rugby, and I was so proud of myself that I had no idea how it's played.
Do whatever.
I know how it's played now.
The scrum? It's all about the scrum?
Apparently it's all about the scrum and
Yeah.
kicking it when you... I'm like, why aren't you running right now? I was like, no, you're supposed to kick it, but... All right, cool. That's all UK questions. Should we go to the big wrap-up here, Ryan?
I think yeah.
All right, cool. I'm just gonna throw out some random questions to you guys, and you try answering them for me. All right?
Alrighty.
All right, cool. Steve from Brussels, Belgium. Ryan, with so much discussion on sports games, how's your progress in Fight Night Round 2?
That's a very good question, actually. The short answer is I pretty much dominated that game, and yeah, in a lot of ways, it's weird. I'm way better than I am in Fight Night Round 2 than I ever was at the original Fight Night.
Really?
Yeah, and so I don't know. It's kind of weird. So yeah, no, I'm doing real good.
That's great.
Yeah.
I've seen Ryan on the canvas though.
Oh, he knocked me down one time. Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, totally.
Justin,
right before he killed me.
Have you told Ryan your boxing story yet?
No, I don't know if I did.
Tell
actually.
it in 5 seconds, as quickly as you can.
Okay, in 5 seconds. When I used to do a radio show in the UK, I went to the BBC and I was mistaken for Danny Williams, the UK heavyweight champ.
And who is Danny Williams, Ryan? What's he look like?
He's like this big 250-pound dude. That like, yeah.
He beat Tyson last year.
Yeah, I could see the resemblance.
Yeah.
He's African American too, right?
Yeah. I was taken up
That's
to the
good.
sports studio to be
Wonderful.
interviewed.
All right, Taylor Migner, Boxborough, Massachusetts. I don't know if you guys have heard of it, but what do you think about ourcolony.net? Have you read the story yet? All right, basically, the fine people who brought you I Love Bees are bringing you this thing called ourcolony.net, which is the next viral marketing campaign, and it appears this is for the next Xbox system, Xbox 360, Xbox 2, Xbox, whatever it's going to be. And so if you see stickers with ants on them that say colony on them, that's what it is. I'm going to be honest with you, Taylor, I liked making fun of I Love Bees so much on the show back when it was out. I did it all the time. But I kept going back to it because it told a really good story. It's a really cool story. It's fun to, I didn't do any of the legwork. Everyone else did the legwork. And then I just listened to the WAV files and listened to the radio players going on. That was cool. I don't see how our colony is going to have a radio story like that. And it seems like it's going to be more fun for the people who participate, so I'm not too interested in it, except unless new information on the next Xbox comes out.
That'd be cool.
And that would be cool.
That'd be definitely cool.
Yeah. All right. Sweet. More questions.
Yes, sir.
All right. DS. This is from James Luff in Hailsham, England. Did I say that right?
I have no idea.
Come on, you're from there. You should know every town. It's just like it's like the size of New Hampshire over there, isn't it? I'm just kidding. It's fine. All right, we've had the PSP on a lot lately, but what DS games on the horizon are you looking forward to playing? I know one game we're all looking forward to playing. Meteos. Is that pretty much the safe bet? Is at the top of everyone's list right now?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to Advance Wars as well. I don't know that much about it, but I'm definitely looking forward to it.
All right, cool. Yeah, and Meteos, we had it on the show recently. It's a puzzle game from the man who brought us Luminous. And, that game's look cool, too. Ryan, do you have a PSP in your hands right now? What's going on?
Yeah, last week I was talking about this thing that was like this whole Mac little device that if you had a Mac, you could use it to basically turn your PSP into a PDA. It's like we looked at it and like, no, it's not that cool. In fact, there was this thing. It's not, no. And so I just wanted to let everybody know because I was talking about it, and it's like it was only $9, but like the more I look at it, there was actually this thing that I saw originally like a couple months ago that was free, that was basically an image converter. Mm-hmm. And that's essentially what this thing is, and I'll show you in about 2 seconds. Mm-hmm. What it does is basically it takes all of your basically your contacts. So if you got people you got to call and people you want to keep track of, it takes those contacts and turns them into pictures. And so what it does is if you go into your photo viewer, you would find basically these contacts in there, and I'll pull it up and hold it up to the camera real quick. Let's see here. Contacts, and I won't get a close shot because I don't want people to see who the addresses are or anything like that, but you can just kind of see, it's like, and then you basically, you click through, and when you click through, it's like you just see the different names and the contact info.
But you don't want to give that stuff away, so we can just leave it right there.
Yeah, so
that's fine.
Yeah, but you see, I mean, it's basically all you see is a white screen with names and phone numbers.
That's all it is.
And you just click through like you would the pictures, and that's how they do it.
For $9, huh?
Yeah.
All right. Cool. Moving on. One more question. Brian Collins, Sheboygan, Wisconsin. There's rumors floating around the forums. It says Forza Motorsport has indeed gone gold. Is this true? And we asked Brian right before he left, and he said he is not. He cannot confirm or deny that rumor. He doesn't know. But he says, as far as he knows, the May 3rd release date is still solid. You like the racing games, right, Justin?
I do, yeah. I haven't heard about Forza going gold, though.
Yeah.
No.
Who knows?
But if that date's correct, then that would more than likely prove about true.
It should be.
Yeah, because it's just right around the corner. They got to box it up and ship it.
For those of you that don't know, Ryan, what does going gold mean?
It means that they're done. It means that they are done and that they are simply just boxing it up and getting it to the people that need to get it, and then they get it off the store shelves, and that's that. So basically they hit gold, and then it's like they're not working on the game anymore. It's being printed. It's being wrapped. As far
as I know, I was a tester for a few months, and whenever they said going gold, that actually meant they had burned the final program onto an actual disc, and the color of the disc was gold. So that's to be like, oh, I got a gold right here. So they make a bunch of copies, and those would be the ones sent to the factories to make the games.
There you go.
And like the head testers would be like, oh, I got to run some check for bugs on the golds today. So that meant they had the actual gold colored CD,
Gold Master,
or whatever, the DVD, and they'd be running it through the test systems to see if there are bugs or not. So you didn't know, now you know. And if you have any questions about any insider terminology here, and there's no questions too dumb that will be asked on the show.
That is true.
It's true.
The one thing I definitely gotta say before we forget, is the one cool thing I did get to do yesterday was I got to go play Battlefield 2 Modern Combat.
Oh, really?
Yes, I did.
That's cool.
PlayStation 2. They had the Xbox version there, but they had us playing. There was about 16 of us in the room. That game supports up to 24 people online. The really weird thing is the guys that are making that game are over in Sweden. They came over to do the playtest here with us and let a bunch of us editors get our hands on it and write about it. And the neat thing was, when we were playing this game, it worked really good. There was no hitching, and the levels are huge. They're basically like 1 kilometer in size. They're like these really big levels. And it's really big for consoles. PC, of course, Battlefield Vietnam, they got these huge things. But for consoles, I mean, it really did seem really big. And especially when you're running around with that many people and all those vehicles, that game's definitely going to turn out to be cool. We got some stuff on the site right now, developer interview and stuff, but we're going to show some stuff maybe next week.
We'll have some more on the show next week.
Excellent.
And for Justin, for everyone, could you just explain real quickly what a kilometer is?
See, we use miles in the UK.
Oh, really?
Oh, you do?
It's the rest of Europe that uses kilometers.
Oh, I thought you guys use kilometers.
A kilometer is 1,000
I'm the jerk
meters.
now.
It's not really
Aren't I a jerk? I'm sorry. And speaking of a jerk, look what's in my hand right now, Ryan.
All right.
You have one too, right?
I got one too.
All right, let's bust this out. Right now, I have my hand right here. These are all the people who have won things ever since the PSP launch show.
It's only been like 3 weeks, though.
It's only been 3 weeks, but we gave away a ton of prizes.
Ton of stuff.
And I'll be honest with you, last week, people are like, oh, why didn't you, ask the question as to give away the prizes on the show that you promised? And that's because we totally messed with you guys, and I'm sorry, but it's fun. We wanted to drive traffic to the GameSpot Live Union. For those of you who don't know, unions are in the new community section of the page, or new page on the community section of the site. Basically, it's where all these people can come together with like interests and post and share thoughts and everything. And we've started a GameSpot Live Union, and it is our goal to make it the most ass-kickingest union around.
Yes.
We now have, when the show started, we had 134 members.
Wow.
We only had 9. We have the 9 officers, which is every member of GameSpot Live, or actually 10 officers and the trivia robot, I forgot. And so that means we picked up 124 members just in the last week.
That's awesome.
We're rolling deep.
That's awesome.
I want more people.
GameSpot Live rolling hard.
Exactly. Anyone can join up this union. You just got to go looking for it. Just go to the union's page, union list. It's under games, fan clubs. Join up. There's no cost to you. There's no obligation. We will not send you stuff in the mail. We will not call you while you're eating dinner. We're just going to hang out on the community. It's going to be great.
That's cool.
So last week we asked the questions to give away 9 copies of Area 51 and 3 copies of Psychonauts. The questions were, for Area 51, name 2 movies Powers Booth has been in.
Oh, right on.
And the Psychonauts question was, what school did Tim Schafer go to? And the story contest that he talked about, who was it open to?
I gotcha.
And we have right here the winners of that. Should we just, you want to alternate?
Yeah,
go back
totally.
and forth? All right. All right, you go first.
All right, Michael Averos of Texas.
You have won a copy of Area 51, as has Taylor Migner of Massachusetts.
As has Sammy Elbaz of Florida.
And Chris Talman of Manitoba.
TJ Jankoon of California.
I'm going to say it's TJ Yucatan.
Yucatan, thank
maybe.
you. Sorry.
And Jeremy Studzinski of Wisconsin.
I'm glad you took that one. This one's Stephen Patterson of Louisiana.
And Andrew Raputo of British Columbia.
And this is Nathan Rohr of Alberta.
Congratulations. You 9 gentlemen have all won copies of Area 51.
Let's just keep going.
3 copies of Psychonauts go to Matt Tischer of Florida.
John Muniz of Texas.
And Kenny Wilson of California.
That's badass.
A few weeks ago we had David Jaffe on the show, showing off God of War, which is an amazing game. It's the only thing that's dragging me away from my PSP right now. We gave away 3 copies of the game. The winners are
John Klin of Portland, Oregon.
Mark Outcalt of Wisconsin.
Brian Mooney of Oklahoma.
Congratulations. And also, the Thursday after the PSP launch show, we gave away 2 copies of Dynasty Warriors and 2 256 megabyte memory sticks, courtesy of SanDisk.
John Pires of Illinois.
And Art Ortega of California have won the memory sticks. Who won the Dynasty Warriors copies, Ryan?
Dave Mojica of Michigan.
And Tim Teets of New York.
Excellent.
Now, during the launch show where we went crazy and I almost caused a riot, we gave away so much stuff to people there. We also gave away a bunch of stuff to people at home. We gave away 2 more 256 megabyte memory sticks for the PSP, and they went to
Chris Schubert of Wisconsin
and Chris Gershke of New York. What's up with all the Wisconsin people, by the way? We're like bigger in Wisconsin than we are in England right now, I think. All right, 128 megabyte memory stick went to
James Dyer of Minnesota.
And we gave away 2 copies of Spider-Man 2 The Game to Ryan Goebel of Wisconsin.
And Cesar Chacon of California.
Cesar Chacon, maybe?
Chacon.
I don't know, you're from California. We'll let you, all right. 2 copies of Luminous.
Brendan Perry of Massachusetts.
And Noel Klingbill of Wisconsin. And last but not least, 1 copy of Ridge Racer 2.
Leo Chuo of New York.
And 1 copy of Tony Hawk's Underground 2 Remix to Dan Braden of Connecticut.
Very good.
That's fun. So I'm going to tell you what, that's a long list. I'm going to post this list on the Union after the show.
Fantastic.
That'll work. But I'm not going to make a regular habit of that. Okay. You know, we're going to make a regular habit of asking questions on the Union because we want you to watch the show. We did it last week to drive up traffic to the Union, and when we want more people to join up, we might do it again. But who knows what kind of craziness is going to show up at the GS Live Union, so keep your eye on it.
And speaking of keeping your eyes open, you got some more stuff, don't you?
We're giving away 5 copies of SWAT 4. Are you kidding me? This is awesome.
Yeah,
Courtesy of the fine people of VU Games, they've given us 5 copies of SWAT 4. Which has recently came out for the PC. Justin, have you played it yet?
I haven't actually, no.
No.
I did just get a new PC though, so maybe soon.
This game's got to be on the list. It looks really cool.
It does.
And right now, actually, we're about to show you a clip of Bob Kaliko's video review for SWAT 4. Then I'm going to ask the trivia question. Check it out.
SWAT 4 is a squad-based first-person shooter that allows you to command a small team of SWAT members in dangerous missions. These include serving high-risk arrest warrants and taking on terrorists or robbery suspects who have barricaded themselves in with innocent hostages. It's kind of like playing Rainbow Six in that you lead a group of heavily armed and highly trained operatives, but you don't get to shoot the bad guys right away. You actually have to try and keep them alive and arrest them if you can, and only shoot them when it's absolutely necessary.
If you want to win a copy of SWAT 4 for the PC, here's what you got to do. You got to be a GameSpot Complete member, so you see the form at the bottom of the page. If you don't see a form at the bottom of the page, unfortunately, you can't enter the trivia contest. Do not click on Discuss this feature and go posting your answer to the trivia contest on the Special Features discussion board. All right, if you're a GameSpot Complete member, I need you to fill out your complete mailing address and your full name in the form at the bottom of the page anywhere. We get asked all the time, where? Anywhere. It all gets to us.
Yeah.
And then you got to answer the following trivia question.
Hit it up.
The trivia question is, according to Bob's little clip right there from the video review, when is it okay to shoot the bad guys? When is it okay to shoot the bad guys? Do you know?
I think I do. Do you want me to say it?
No, I don't want
Okay,
you to
all
say
right.
it because we want the people, and in case you missed it, if you want to find the answer to the question, you can go watch the video review, and I would recommend reading the full text review. That might actually be faster.
Yeah, totally.
Great. I think that's a full show.
I think that's a great show.
Can we tease anything about next week besides Battlefield 2? Do you know what's coming on?
We do know some stuff, but I don't want to say and disappoint people if it doesn't happen. So.
All right, good. So I'll come back next week for the show. Justin, thanks for coming by. I'm going to give away one more prize. I just realized I have my hand right here.
Oh, nice.
If you can somehow prove to me, if you're a GameSpot Complete member and can prove to me that you are a true Mariners fan and will appreciate this more than I will, it is what do they call the program for opening day at up at Safeco for the Mariners, and it's the actual stat sheets they give you when you're in the press box. Like, if you want to know how they write all those great articles about baseball players so quickly during games,
that's how they do it.
This is it right here. I'm going to send you this and the program.
That's cool.
Just prove to me, give me your mailing address, and prove to me that you are a true Mariners fan. First person to do that, you won all that. I'll send it right off to you.
Right on.
That's cool. That's
awesome.
a show, right?
That's a great show.
Cool. I'd like to thank Justin for coming by.
Thanks, Rich.
I'd like to thank Brian for coming by. I'd like to thank Greg for coming by. I'd like to thank Ryan for always being here. I'd like to thank all the crew who did a great job, and all the people that sent on all those trips that brought back such great footage, and, of course, Ricardo Torres. And, yeah, of course, you, the viewers, couldn't do without you. So send your questions for next week. Ask us anything. We'll read them right here, and we'll catch you next time on The Spot.